Hello parents and teachers, welcome back to Helix Open School and Learning Center YouTube channel. Thank you very much for subscribing and thanks a lot for sharing with your friends. A lot of videos have now started going viral, and because of which many people from other part of the country like Tanzania, Nigeria have started calling us and asking about what is the kind of a work that we are doing, also inquiring about the online program that we are doing for parents and teachers. So once again, thank you very much. Do support us by subscribing and sharing with people. This video I am going to talk about attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD, commonly known as. Again, I have a little bit of a contention nowadays to use this word called disorder and disability, because the more the inclusive that we started talking about, when the inclusion and the inclusivity comes in, we also need to change our perception about looking at these children. Like we all know it's a neurodevelopmental challenges. Okay, it's fine. What's the problem? Like it's a neurodevelopmental challenges. Children wiring is being different, and these children environment is going to play a major role. Predominantly 80 to 85% of our people, we have created our own environment to suit our style of functioning and day-to-day working. So it doesn't mean that these children can be called as special children or still being denied with a lot of basic facilities. Now that's where our perception has to change. So rather than just calling these children and keeping them separate, still putting them into special school, it seems to be very painful even after a lot of awareness, and nowadays government has come out with a lot of relaxations also. So I think the mainstream school should seriously think about all these aspects. Rather than calling it as a disorder, disability, okay, for a theoretical framework, for a research framework, we need to talk on this line. I don't deny on this aspect. But in a general context, while addressing a child, we definitely need to change our perspective, because it's purely a neurodevelopmental challenges, and these children need an environment where everyone can perform as per their space and pace, which we need to think. Now that's what when we talk about alternative schools, they are doing it like. See, when an alternative school can do inclusive in a more efficient manner, why not a regular school with all the infrastructure facilities placed in can really think of training their teachers and giving them proper strategies and tools to make sure these children are in the mainstream. So hyperactive children, what are the characteristics and challenges they have? Now ADHD, normally it's called as a neurodevelopmental disorder affecting both children and adult. It's there with children and adult. Some of the hyperactive children have gone to become a great personalities in their life. They have done extremely well in their sports, and whatever the area which has been given to them, they have done it. So although this is a challenge which is prevalent from the childhood to the adult, now let's think about the areas that these children need help, a genuine help and hand holding by the people who are helping them or supporting them. Now individual with ADHD also have a difficulty predominantly in their attention and in the executive function. Now what is executive function? The brain ability to begin the activity, organizing the list from morning to evening. So that plays an important role. So you have to plan the day, organize, schedule it, prioritize, then based on that completion, think and take decisions like. So this is called executive function. Now this is where children with hyperactive really have greater challenges in their day-to-day functioning. Because of this, they often fail to close the attention to the details and makes a careless mistake in their homework or school work, even in the day-to-day work. Now, what can be done here? So, the activities need to be given to them in a different form, either in a written form or can be broken up into smaller things. If a child is not able to pay attention for 5 minutes, let them give a time of 1 minute. In 1 minute, what they can do. So, that kind of a structuring is important for people who are handling them. And slowly we have to work on the attention issues, like for the attention issues, it's not that you can have to sit in one place and you have to do it. Like, there are a lot of activities. You can just close this eye, okay, one eye can be closed, and ask them to pay attention to an activity that you are doing. Or you can just close this eye and give a ball so that they can put it in the basket. So that's a very good activity, I am telling you. And or you can just close the eye and you can ask the child to tap the ball, and then ask them to close the next eye and tap the ball. And the third activity, ask him to close the left eye and let him tap 2 times, 3 times in a sequence like. So, these are all a simple activity that we can do with an hyperactive children to work on the attention. And apart from this, there are a lot of other activities, but this one activity, I am sure you can put it in different form, like one putting it in the basket, okay, then tapping, or making the ball to hit the wall and starting to catch, or you can stand opposite, closing their eyes and just put it the ball and let the child catch it in one hand. This one activity you can do it in more than 20 or 30 form. This is a great exercise which I have seen a lot of success that we have been able to achieve in context of attention when we started working with children with hyperactive things. So, I'm sure you will try this, like, and often seems to listen when spoken to directly. So, this is where we have to make sure ask for their eye contact. Okay, if they are not looking at your eyes, always seek and ask them to look at your eyes and start communicating with them. That really makes a lot of difference, rather than complaining it, rather than giving lot of instruction, don't do like this, how many times I should say, you are not listening. Never give such negative strokes to child, rather than help him out how important is eye to eye contact. For that also there are a lot of activities that you people can try. Often has difficulty organizing tasks and activities. I am sure since these children have challenges in their executive function, what you have to do is give them a task which has 3-4 things need to be done, like. So, like example, if they have to fit in a pipeline, so there will be joints, there will be different types of pipe which they need to understand and start planning it, writing down the task and then start fitting it, like. So, give them a very organized, first help them how to do the organizing things and what to be prioritized. Talk about this to the children, ask them to note it down in a different form, whether if they wanted to have a color coding, let them give the color coding, or if they wanted to just number it or make a doodle and draw it, whatever the way they like, let them first take those notes and then give the activity. They will be able to concentrate and really perform. And then often avoid dislikes, is reluctant to engage in tasks and activities. Why they are reluctant? Because of their inattention, they might not be concentrating to the details. So, the other friends who might think this child will be a greater disturbance for the game to get complete. When they play a game or when they play an activity, they have to remember the rules and they have to remember the steps. They have to concentrate. I have seen, like in my school, when children play cricket, children with hyperactive, they may not stand in one position. Where standing in that one position and focusing on the bowler and batsman is important. Like when a batsman hits the ball, when it comes to you, he will not be standing in that place. He would have moved out. So the captain or the other friend will say, "Why have you moved out without my permission?" The intention was not to move out. Since they don't stand in one place, this could cause a lot of challenges. So when you deal with such children, you have to make sure. Now what you have to do is you just put a circle. You just put a circle in a place where he stands and ask him to just look for that circle like. So he should not move out of the circle. Now those kind of indicators will help a child in the beginning. I'm sure there are a lot of other things that we can discuss about hyperactive children, but let us not make this a bigger issue in school. All the teachers and parents should know is how to handle these children rather than just keep complaining it. I'm sure that the 4 activities and the 4 points which I discussed will give you a certain understanding how to handle these children. So I'll be continuing to do the more such videos on hyperactive and how to manage them. Keep supporting us. Thank you very much.